Hello folks, this is Derek Drum with Capstone Team at Keller Williams, two names you can trust. Today I wanted to introduce our total market overview. This is data comprising the Tri-City area in California, the Fremont, Union City, and Newark, California area to be specific. The snapshot was taken on 8/14/11. It's taken me a few days to get this out there. I want to do this once a week out there, get it out there consistently to you so that you can know what's going on in the market. The reason we're doing this is because we talk to a lot of people who are getting information solely from the news. And there is a lot going on out there right now, but it isn't all doom and gloom. As a matter of fact, when I go to the next slide, you're going to see that it's a little bit different than what you've been hearing. So there are basically two charts in this chart. If you follow my mouse, it's these three columns here first. Now, I'm basing all of the actives, pendings, and solds for this data on what has occurred in the Tri-City area. Actives are listings that are currently out there and have not yet gone under contract. Pendings are waiting for the sale to close. In other words, there's an offer that's been accepted and everybody's doing their due diligence to get the transaction closed. And solds are only for the week, looking in the rearview mirror for a week from the date here. So it'll be a date going backward from 8/14, so approximately to the 7th. Okay, so now that we know what pendings and solds are and actives, we're going to take a look at Fremont as compared to, as a total percentage compared to the Tri-Cities. So the active listings in Fremont are a huge part of the market. And that's because Fremont is a lot larger of a city than Union City or Newark. So there's 68.64% of the actives in Fremont, 60.72% of the pendings in the Tri-City area in Fremont, and solds for last week were 78.13%. Moving down to Union City, again, smaller city than Fremont, much smaller. The actives were 19.27% of the market, the pendings were 23.61% of the market, and the solds were 15.63% of the market, again, as compared to all of the activity in the Tri-Cities. Newark, 12.10% of the actives, 15.66% of the pendings, and 6.25% of the solds. And the solds are compared to last week from the date at the top of the presentation. Now we're going to look at each city and we're going to compare how many equity sales they had versus short sales versus REOs. Equity sales are your traditional sales. These are what you are used to doing when you buy or sell a home. The person that is selling the home has equity in the property and they're selling it either to move up, to downsize, to relocate, or whatever. The good news here is if you look at this data in Fremont, the active listings out there are almost 66% of the market in Fremont, as opposed to short sales, which are sales in which the bank agrees to take less than the property is currently worth from the seller. So those are only 26% of the market, and the REOs, or the bank owns, are only 8.2% of the active market out there. So I really want people to understand this information. There is a lot more equity sales going on right now in the market than there are anything else, at least in our area, okay? The pendings were 35.52% for the equity sales. And then you notice in the short sales, it goes way up. This is because short sales take a lot longer to close than an equity sale. An equity sale takes about 30 days, on average, 30 to 45 days. Short sales take 4 to 8 months. The banks are getting better and agents are getting more educated. However, it is still a highly skill set based market, and you need a good agent if you're going to buy or sell a short sale. And I'm telling you folks, you'd be crazy not to use us if you're doing a short sale based on our experience and closing ratio. All right, let's look at the REOs. They were 11.51% of the market. Why? Well, there's not as many bank-owned or foreclosures out there anymore. Those are getting sold off, and they are taking 30 to 45 days as well to close, sometimes 21 days. And then if we look at the solds for Fremont, 64% were equity sales last week. So, I mean, again, the data is lining up and showing you that it's not all doom and gloom out there. Short sales were 16% of what was sold last week, and the REOs were 20%. Moving on to Union City, active listings are 44.53% of the Union City market, and short sales are 41.61% of the market. Why? Union City is smaller and it has been hit harder due to the demographics, in that there's a lot of short sales as a percentage still occurring in Union City. Many less than in Fremont, but you can still see that there's a larger percentage happening here, and that is because of the demographics of Union City. And then the bank owns are still a lower percentage, 13.87%. Pending sales, 14.29% of the pendings in Union City are equity sales. 135 or 68.88% are the short sales. Again, this is because short sales take so long to close. That number stays high until almost all the short sale inventory is sold. And then REOs are 16.84% of the market, still a low number. Equity sales as a percent of sales last week only were 20%. Short sales that closed were 2 or 40%, and bank owns that closed last week were 2 or another 40%. Moving on to Newark. Newark is similar to Union City demographically, so you're going to see similar numbers. And I don't want to take you through each number, but you can see that we're in the 40s for actives. Active short sales and active REOs are down around 13.95%. The pendings, they follow a similar trend as does Union City, as do, well, the actives. There's only 2 equity sales that sold last week in Newark. Then you take a look at the Tri-City area as a whole, and it becomes apparent that it follows more along the lines of Fremont. Numbers change a little bit, but because of the size of Fremont, it pretty much dominates the numbers as you see them here. And these are taking everything into consideration. So again, mostly equity sales for the inventory that's out there right now, followed by short sales, which is a much smaller percentage, and then the REOs. So you can see the REOs, the bank owns, the foreclosures, whatever you want to call them, are becoming a much lower number right now. And that's a trend I'd like to see continue, and we'll see. I'll publish this every week and we'll see how we do. And I can actually, even after we start getting a little bit more data, start showing you graphs to make it easier to follow. The pendings, 27.83 of the market overall, Fremont, Union City, Newark, are equity sales. 482 or 58.07% are short sales, and then followed by 14.1% for REOs. Sold last week, almost 60% of the homes sold last week were equity sales. 18.75% were short sales, and REOs 21.88%. So folks, this is our total market overview for the Tri-City area, Fremont, Newark, and Union City in California for the week ending 8/14/11. Keep in mind, again, that the sold numbers are only for 1 week. The active and pendings for each city in each area are what is out there right now. Okay? you have any questions, please don't hesitate to contact us. You can reach me directly at 510-432-0617, or you can go to our website at thecapstoneteam.com to get more information or to contact us. Have a great week. I'll be back next week with more data. Take care, and we look forward to working with you in the future.